Great cocktails that will go great with your tacos. Take a look. Well, today's the day, National Taco Day. And what goes best with tacos?
Tequila.
Oh, tell me all about it.
Well, so today we are celebrating perhaps Mexico's greatest contribution to the culinary world, right? The taco. And nothing goes better with it, to your point, than tequila. So we are celebrating with Mexico's #1 selling tequila, Gran Centenario. We have both the reposado and the añejo here.
So, I'm not a real tequila drinker, so you're going to have to, give it to me like straight. Well, maybe not. Maybe I want it mixed. I don't know. Tell me how I want my tequila.
Well, it's equally good straight or mixed, right? The idea is, what do you want to personally sort of engage with? By drinking it simply neat, you're going to get all the beautiful nuances that we get from the aging process or resting process, right? We have things like toasted oak, nuttiness, a little bit of chocolate, a little bit of cacao, and commingled with some caramel notes, right? So if that appeals to you, you're going to love it neat. But that's to say that we can also make it in a beautiful cocktail, or use it for a base in a cocktail. So today, we're actually going to recreate our version of Mexico's #1 selling cocktail as well. I suppose today's #1 everything, and that is the Paloma. So we're going to do the Gran Paloma for you, and we're also going to make a variation on an American classic called the Añejo Old Fashioned.
Oh, I do love, I'm familiar with that. So get busy there. Let's get these drinks mixed up.
All right, so our first cocktail is technically a built cocktail. What that means for everybody at home, it's super easy to make. You can literally pull out your glass. In this case, we're going to use a Collins glass. We're going to layer everything in, and then, of course, you just mix it up. So as I mentioned, the Paloma is refreshing. It's light, it's bright, but that's something that is going to add a beautiful caramel note and a lot of complexity to it. So we're going to start with 2 ounces, and you can pour your ice in it first, or I like to add it in later. Sorry, 2 parts of the Gran Centenario Reposado. Now I like to press everything fresh, right? The fresher, the better. So fresh lime juice, we're going to go with 1/4 part. Now at this point, I'm going to add in some ice all the way to the top. You may note that I already rimmed the cocktail glass with a little bit of pink peppercorn and a kosher salt mixed, if you want, just to add a little hint of spice. And last but not least, we're going to top off with your favorite Mexican grapefruit soda. Give a little bit of a mix with our bar spoon with all the ingredients.
Now, is there a specific taco that this will pair best with?
Well, my personal favorite, the al pastor, right? Al pastor is a pork taco marinated in an adobo rub, and that's got a little bit of spice and heat to it. So I think it's always best to either complement or contrast a dish, right? So in this case, we're going to both complement and contrast, actually. We're going to complement that beautiful spicy note with our spicy addition of the caramel and that sort of pepper spice from the tequila, as well as our rim. And then also we're going to cut through that slight fattiness with having that refreshing sort of citrus layered in as well.
It's like dessert in a glass.
What's that?
It's like dessert in a glass.
Listen, there's nothing better than complementing or contrasting anything you're drinking, right? So that they kind of play off of each other. So to your point, I feel like you could drink and eat a lot of tacos when it comes to this cocktail.
So are you going to make another drink for me?
We are. We're going to make the old fashioned. So you mentioned you liking old fashions, right? So for that, we'll need a mixing glass. And I don't want to intimidate those folks at home that want to recreate the cocktail. The fact is, this is very simple to make at home. You can grab yourself a tin, a mixing glass, a tumbler. It's not an issue. It's not a problem. For this, we're going to use now, I assume you have your old fashions with whiskey typically. Is that correct?
Sure.
All right, so we're going to make it with 2 parts of Gran Centenario añejo. And our añejo has a little bit of, more intensity in that cacao, that sort of the caramelization notes that we referenced earlier, and a lot of spice and complexity, a slightly drier finish. So we're going to go with that. We're going to go with about 1/8 of agave nectar. And for this, if you want to sweeten it slightly, 1/8 of an ounce is hard to measure most oftentimes. So I use a bar spoon, and about 1 bar spoon should do it. Maybe 1.5. To complement the complexity of the tequila, we're going to go ahead and do about 4 dashes of Angostura bitters. And that's going to bring around a lot more complexity, give it slightly more depth to the cocktail, and it's going to really round out beautiful herbaceous agave nuts as well. So we're just going to stir it, dilute it, integrate all of the ingredients together. And by doing it this way, rather than shaking, we're going to go ahead and meld everything together and not bruise our spirit, have a very silky, beautiful mouthfeel.
Well, it looks like a great way to celebrate National Taco Day. It's, I wish we were here together so we could really taste all of this great stuff.
But I can't wait to get back to taco festivals, right, as well as being in person and celebrating these special occasions together.
Right. Until then, we're just going to have to take our cue from you and try this at home. Thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you very much. Last, we're going to garnish with just oil and we're done. Salud.
Awesome. Happy National Taco Day.
Cheers.
Check out the screen there to get information on how you can create all those goodies at home.
Coming up, Genevieve Gorder has today's big